What is up, guys? So, got a special video today. Kind of near and dear to my heart as I'm a Marine and I was in the military um, for most of my 20s, and so Ronin is actually a real life person. Um, he's actually based off of a Green Beret by the name of Tulam. Tulam was born in Saigon, the fall of Saigon, uh, and basically, the North Vietnamese had pretty much surrounded Saigon and were mortaring um, the hospital that him and his mother were in, and um, it was it was a pretty crazy world for him to be born into. Um, it's real crazy. Um, and so in '76, they dragged him and his family um, into the streets of Vietnam because they were trying to impose the communist, ideologies of their government. Um, his uncles were serving in the Navy, so the South Vietnamese Navy, and were shot. Um, so they separated our family and their family and put them in re-education camps, which pretty much torture camps. Um, so basically, everyone was trying to escape. And so Tulam and his mother, and I believe his 7-year-old brother. So Tulam, I believe, was 3 years old at this time. Yeah, and they basically thousands, hundreds of thousands of Vietnamese basically just fled. Uh, basically escaped on these wooden boats, fishing boats, with an outboard motor, and you know and they just started to go. But their journey of danger wasn't over yet, because there was pirating. The pirates would stop the boats, would kill the men, rape the women, torture the children. So by no means was it you know uh a getaway free easy type of thing. Um, they had made it to Malaysia, and basically the Malaysian government was like, we don't want you people here. Like, we don't want your problems. Like, we're a third world country ourselves. So basically, what they did was shot their engine out and then pushed them back out to sea. So they pretty much drifted for like a month, and people were dying, and they were throwing them overboard. And like, luckily, just like miracle, a Russian freighter was coming out of Vietnam and saved them. And they ended up dropping them off in Indonesia, and some monks came and saved them. And one of Two's aunt actually married a Green Beret who kind of helped speed up the paperwork and got them into the United States. And they lived at Fort Bragg. Um, and then his mother remarried to a Green Beret. So growing up, he lived very strict life. Making his bed in a military style. It needed to be so tight that his father could bounce a quarter off of it. If he couldn't, he'd tear it apart, and you got to do it again. I'm the same way with my boys. Very military, way of teaching them life. I'm the exact same way. Maybe not as intense as that, um, but I teach them what I learned from the military. Um, and there's a lot to learn. Um, so basically, growing up, there's a lot of racism at that time in the 70s and 80s, and you know, by 11, he was, getting ready to go into junior high. Or no, this is like I would say like in third grade, so like eight, yeah. So around eight, the racism started to really get to him, and he started to have this. He just started to feel really defeated, and you know, and his father, his biological father, wasn't in their life, but he did help them escape Vietnam or Saigon. Um, but one day he got a box in the mail from his father, and um, he opened it up, and there were four VHS tapes in the box, and and in the box and these tapes, was things like I believe it's called the Abusha, which is the way of the Ronin. So the Ronin is samurai from Japan. People are going to be like, well, what does that have to do if you're Vietnamese and that's Japanese? But living the way of the life of a warrior was something that, he didn't want to be this weak kid anymore, that felt defeated. Like he wanted to, follow that path, that way of life. And as he got older, he had his mindset, like I want to be a Green Beret, and help stop the oppression of people and help them be free. So by age of 16, he started training, you know, and by 18 he entered, or 17. So by 17 he entered into the army. Then you had to be an E5 or do time and grade to do SF. If you don't know what an E5 is, that is a sergeant. So you had to be a sergeant in the army, or you had to do a certain amount of time in the army. It's called time and grade. Um, to do special forces. So he went into the infantry just to learn basic infantry skills. Um, and then he got Ranger qualified. Same guy. He ended up getting Ranger qualified, and by 21, because once you get Ranger qualified, you rank up. So then he was E4 at that point, and I think like another year later, then he became an E5. So pretty fast way to to an NCO, pretty quick. And he basically at 21 was a Green Beret, and just had as an amazing life, has an amazing story to his life. He spent 23 years in the military, um, and now he's an entrepreneur, and you know basically lives the way of the Ronin, the warrior path of life. And I would highly suggest looking up videos on him, maybe trying to find a documentary. Um, uh, there are a couple really good ones on there. I'm trying to think which would be a good one for you guys to go to. I'll try to put the link in the description when I find it. But yeah, when I find the link to the video, that I think would be a good one for you guys to watch. Yeah, I'll pop it in there. So for you that don't know, and I'm probably going to guess that probably 95% of you or 99% of you didn't even know this. So it's a good little backstory to the character Ronin because I believe, as far as I know, out of any military, he is the only one that's an actual real life person. Um, so yeah, guys, I just thought I would share this little bit of military knowledge, and yeah, so Ronin, aka Tulam, or Tulam, aka Ronin, is a real life person. So, you guys got any questions, comments? You even want to talk about my military career? We can do that. Yeah, I just thought that this would be a good video, and just let people know that. So, there are guys out there that think they know everything, but they don't know it all. So, all right, guys. Well, it's real late here, and I'm gonna try to get some sleep, and I will catch y'all later.